Hello, everyone, and thank you today for joining us here in the TBNK Podcast Studio. Today, we are joined by Mike Polly, man of many titles. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it. Thanks for joining us today, Mike.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, our pleasure. For those that don't know, if I dive right on in, what's your background regarding to coaching and football, and currently, what are you up to in the coaching football world?
Yeah, so I grew up in Northern Kentucky, played football my whole life, went to high school at Dixie Heights, went on and played in college at Georgetown College, and have been coaching ever since. It's always been what I did and who I am. I've coached at Middle Tennessee State University, coached at Murray State University, and I'm currently coaching at Georgia Tech.
You know, what has changed since you've been growing up in the world of kids getting involved in sports and football? And what were some of your motivations to really start getting your camp up off the ground?
Having the camp has always been something that I wanted to do for a long time. Kind of the idea behind it is that it's a free camp, and gives kids the opportunity to compete, gives kids the opportunity to learn, but also the big thing is gives kids, the opportunity to get involved. And football for me growing up was a huge part of my life. It taught me so many things about being a man, being a good person, doing the right thing. It taught me how to work. It taught me how to lead. I could just go on and on about all the things that football afforded me and what it helped me to become who I am. And so, especially as time has gone on and, I see more and more kids talk about not playing football because it's hard, not playing football because it's tough. Parents that talk about not letting their kid play football because of what could happen with an injury or because of this or that. And honestly, it breaks my heart because I think about myself, but also guys that I played with, and that they wouldn't be who they are or what they are if it wasn't for the game of football. So kind of the biggest idea behind the camp is to, just spread the love for football and to get kids involved because of what it can do for them. And the risks, the minimal risks that may be associated with the game are just, they hail in comparison to what the game can do for you as a person.
Well, I think that definitely tackles some of the motivation behind getting the camp started. Were there any hurdles before getting the camp really up and running? How many years have you been doing it? And have any big changes happened since your initial vision of that very first year?
Yeah, so this will be our third consecutive year. We've done it every year since we've started. There's definitely been hurdles. The first hurdle was wanting to do it for free. You got to figure out how to pay for everything. So we've had some incredible sponsors that have stepped up. Each year we've added more and more sponsors, so that's been awesome because that's allowed us to do more for the kids and also not cost us as much on our end to be able to have the camp. We do things like make sure every camper gets a t-shirt, and we have dog tags that they get for completing camp. We give out awards. Obviously there's insurance and all these different things that you have to purchase to make sure that it is a legit camp in terms of having a trainer on site and all these different things. So the financial piece was definitely a hurdle, but like anything, man, when you do something good for the community, people step up, and people have stepped up and really, really helped us. And then the other hurdle has been myself. I've changed jobs. So we've done the camp for 3 years, and I've had 3 different coaching jobs during that time. So being in Atlanta now doesn't make it easier in terms of getting back to Northern Kentucky to do the camp. But when I started it, I said it was going to be something that I did every year, and that's going to be the case. So it doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing. This is something that, as long as we can, we want to make sure that we continue and keep giving the opportunity to the kids. And, seeing the feedback after year 1 and year 2 and how our numbers have grown, it just tells me that we're doing something right. And it's not just me. I mean, we have so many coaches that come out and volunteer. Like I said, sponsors, people that work at registration. Like, it kind of lets you know, like, how great your community is when you see how people show up for something that you're trying to do to help others.
1,000%. And I mean, kudos to you, Mike, for being able to pull off all these strings. I know at one point, if I'm not mistaken, you were in Tennessee a few years ago. Now you're down at Atlanta. To be able to organize this from so many different places geographically and still come back here and do that is just absolutely amazing. Once the kids have had their camp, if that's the only year they come to camp, what's the one thing you hope sticks in their mind more than anything else?
Man, honestly, just that whatever it is that they want to do, they can do it. And that there's no reason big enough to keep you from doing what it is that you're called to do. There's nothing that can get in the way of a determined man. And I hope that kids come to that camp. And I know that you can't accomplish all that in 3 hours and one Sunday afternoon in the camp, but maybe it can at least plant the seed that these young men or even women, we've had girls that have come to camp and they're more than welcome, that, that they're all capable and able of doing whatever it is that they want to do. They can make a difference however it is that they want to make a difference. I hope that they do leave with a love for the game of football, that it gets them more excited about playing, but really only because of, like what I said before, that kind of just bleeds into, teaching them so many life lessons that I think can help them. And that, like I said, man, if they can leave there just with confidence, knowing that whatever it is they want to do, they can do it.
Are there any changes that the kids can look forward to this year that'll be different from last year? Are there any things that you can let us know you might have working on that might take more than just this year to get to running off the ground?
So a lot of people have asked me that. A lot of people have, not necessarily in a bad way, but people have seen like the numbers that we've had turn out, and they're like, oh man, this could be such a big deal. This could be something. You could have camps in different locations, and kids would pay for this camp and blah, blah, blah. And that's not really in my vision. Like, the vision was that this is a free camp, and I always want it to be a free camp. We may do more of them down the road. I don't know. Right now, I kind of like just doing the one, and that's about all I have time for. Every year we try to make camp better. So I spend a lot of time, with people that help coach with me and people that have helped work camp, and try to finely tune it every year. So there will be changes to the camp, just like there was from year 1 to 2. There'll be changes from year 2 to 3. And all of that is just trying to make it the best experience that we can for the kids. And also we're doing it at a different location this year. So
for those unaware, go ahead and give them the rundown of the location real quick.
Yeah, so the camp is at St. Henry High School. It'll be at their football stadium. It is in Erlanger. I've done it at Dixie the last couple of years, which is where I went to school, and they have been absolutely phenomenal from top to bottom. Coach Burke, the principal, everybody has been awesome in terms of helping us have it there. There was obviously a great desire for me to want to have it there because that's where I went to school, and just kind of made the decision that we wanted to move it around a little bit. Maybe we reach different kids, maybe we get a hold of a different group. And so that's kind of the idea moving forward, is just every couple of years, maybe change the location, do it somewhere else, and just kind of help spreading the game.
And as far as hopping around and getting involved, what's the best way that someone can get involved and help volunteer with the Mike Paul Youth Football Camp?
Yeah, if somebody outside of our circle wanted to help out, they can reach out to me. I guess Facebook would probably be the easiest way, or on any kind of social media, X or whatever, or email. I can provide my email at the end of this if that would help. But, we have a ton of volunteers. It's all people that I pretty much have either known or gotten to know through the camp. And we're always looking for, coaches that want to help. I've had people reach out. I had a young man this year who was a pretty good player in Northern Kentucky and is coaching now in the high school ranks. And he reached out to me as soon as I posted the first thing and was like, hey, man, I'd love to help this year. And I was like, man, that's awesome. Like, that was kind of the first guy that really, as a coach, reached out. A lot of the other guys I've had to reach out to, and they've been phenomenal, and guys have always come back every year. But it's kind of cool that, a young man that actually, I remember him playing because I was recruiting the area, and we did not recruit him truly, but I remember him. And so when he reached out and was like, hey, I would love to help coach, that was pretty cool. But yeah, just reaching out, we'd love to have, able bodies, whether it's with registration, we got to provide the kids drinks and water and all that kind of stuff, or helping coach. There's always a place to help out.
So any kind of other info or anything you want to get out for anybody we didn't cover today?
I would just say, if you go to Facebook, you can find the link to register. If your kid is interested, I would go ahead and register them, because we are filling up. We can only handle so many kids, which is a problem that I never thought we would have, but we are closing in on the amount that we can actually handle. For me, it's not about field space. It's about making sure that the kids get quality coaching. So we're not going to have 500, 600 kids there. So if your kid is interested, get them signed up. There's a QR code. There's the link. It's on Facebook. It's easy to find. And just go ahead and get them signed up. That way you can lock in your spot, and we can make sure that we have them on the list, and we can get them in. I don't think we're going to allow any walk-ups unless something changes, just because it's so much easier to already have everything done, and it's so easy nowadays to do everything online. So I think we're just going to, cap it at a certain number, and then not have any walk-ups and stuff like that. So, I just want to reiterate, this is not about me. This is not about really any of our coaches or any of our helpers or any of our volunteers. It's about the kids. It's about Northern Kentucky, and it's about, helping these young men and women just becoming the best version of themselves. And that's all we're trying to do. So the more help, the more sponsors, whatever it may be, who knows what it's going to grow into. It's already grown into something bigger than I thought it would be. So we're just excited to keep doing it, and hopefully to the kids that hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, and we'll keep working and make it better for you.
Thank you so much for your time today, Mike. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
That's another one here in the TBNK Podcast Studio, folks. Thank you for tuning in.